Well, hello, Aries and Aries placements. Welcome back to Satero. It's been a minute, and today we want to explore the lessons you're learning. Saturn is in your sign right now, and we're going to be talking about your foundations, your roots, your home, your ancestry. What's shifting there? Are you closing out some karma? I think you might be. So, a lot has been changing for you, Aries, and underneath the surface, you know that this summer is a pivotal point in your journey. It's as if you have finally developed the confidence and just the knowing that you've been putting in the work, and that brighter skies are like you're just due. You're due for a hit. You have the sun in the supporting energy of this reading. So, again, July might be bumpy for you, but you know that come August, come Leo season, something's going to shift. Because in the conscious portion of the energy of this reading, we have the death card. So, Scorpio, transformation, right? Big changes are occurring. Something is drying up, dying up, I want to say. Like, something has to end, like, really end, fully end. Because a new opportunity, something new needs to be born. And I think you know it, you've known it. You may have been the one advocating for it, right? Like, this is not news to you in any capacity, but you've had maybe some trouble waiting for it, right? Saturn is sort of the timekeeper, right? And it takes discipline and hard work and patience. And Aries, right? You kind of want to get the party started and kick the domino and get moving. So that's part of the lesson here. And I think what will be illuminated, right, is how your patience will ultimately be rewarded. So, in the opportunity position of your reading here, Aries, we have the Ace of Pentacles, so something brand new. Yeah, pretty well balanced here. So, with Pentacle energy, this could be a brand new opportunity to start your own business. It could be an opportunity to work on a new project or land a new job, or just put work, initiate, take some inspired action on something material, something physical, something tangible, something that's going to take your time, and it's going to lead you on a new path. It may be something that you've tried before, or it could be reviving an idea that you've had, but likely seeing it through a new lens with that Scorpio and that transformative energy, right? Try to see this through a new lens. Now, if we think about the fourth house and how it's showing up in this reading, this could be tied to home in some way. It could be tied to family. Maybe you work in a family business. Maybe this new opportunity is going to ask you to think about where you plant your roots, even if it's not like your relatives, let's say, but like where you put your roots, it could also be past life. So depending on where Aries is for you, where you have Saturn placements, where your fourth house is, kind of see how those energies hit for you, and where this Ace of Pentacles, where this new opportunity what area of your life you're really seeing that unfold. In the challenge position, I have the Four of Cups, and that's why I kind of mentioned that it may be something that you've tried before, right? The Four of Cups can be like, you're a little despondent, you've tried it, you didn't have great success. Another cup is being offered to you. It's like, hey, can you give it another go? All right, so try, and maybe you're bored in your current situation. Maybe this, maybe the idea of failure again, right, is something that is hard to rally around or hard to be excited about. Um, or maybe you've just had trouble having confidence that, hey, after a couple of like failed attempts at something, why give it another go? Maybe it's time to give it another go, right? With the sun and the death. Maybe the reasons, right, the conditions weren't optimal the prior attempts, but you've acquired wisdom from each of those attempts. So now that you have the timing correct, right, the correct transformation occurring around you, and this cup being offered to you again, right, this is signifying that, hey, turn this challenge into an opportunity, because you see clearly now, right? And so the outcome energy, we have the Queen of Swords, and it's possible, right? The Queen of Swords, her head is above the clouds. She finally sees clearly. She's wielding her big sword. She knows what she wants, and she is free of being bogged down in emotion. And with the Cups energy, perhaps that had been a challenge for you. Perhaps a lot of your action or observation or reactions to the work that you were doing, the projects you were involved in, the people you were collaborating with, at Aries, maybe you're a hothead potentially, right? That is sort of just, part of being an Aries. And so, water and fire create steam. Perhaps that steam had been part of what needed attention, what needed healing, what needed attention, what needed time to have you see more clearly. And now this is where you're at, right? You've put in that work. It's been a slog, right? You've invested the energy, you're learning the lessons, you're cultivating the wisdom, and now that you have it, you can see things very clearly, free of emotional response. You've matured in that sense, and that is only going to help you advance this opportunity forward. What you don't see coming is the Three of Cups, the Fool, and the Moon. So the Three of Cups, it can be gossip, but it can also be celebration. And I think it's an opportunity in this reading to celebrate new connections, new community, because of that transformation in that death card. Things are shaping and shifting around you. With that fourth house vibe, it's like you're leaving the house that you always lived in, and you're going on a new adventure as the Fool, right? You're meeting new people, you're finding new soul tribe. You're doing so, in unassuming or unexpected ways. And it's possible that this started in the full moon energy of Capricorn, which we just had a few days ago. And perhaps it's been between these two full moon cycles, right? So if we had the full moon in Capricorn just take place at the end of June, the full moon can represent, of course, releasing things. If you're an Aries rising, that Capricorn energy is likely present in your 10th house of legacy, ambition, public image, career, right? And with Capricorn, that's the way things have always been done. And you're transforming what that means now. I think we're at a point in humanity where it's time to shake things up. The way, just saying that's the way we've always done it, that's no longer good enough. And then the next full moon is obviously going to be in Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about the collective. It's all about technology. It's about doing things that are good for the greater good. And so this is a very big shift for everybody, right? So we're releasing ideals on the next full moon that aren't in alignment with the spirit of Aquarius and that idea of like, hey, it's got to be good for everybody. So I wanted to do what I like to do and just get a run on your advice. So I'm going to pull cards and we're going to see what comes out for your advice, Aries, and see what you need to know as we navigate a lot of the tumultuous astrology coming our way. All right, so what does Aries need to know? Okay, so there's a new opportunity coming your way. I see the Two of Cups, so there's an opportunity, an offer to collaborate, an offer of love. Now, we have the we have the Nine of Wands. So with the Nine of Wands, you're going to be challenged to say, hey, have I integrated the wisdom of past failed partnerships? So do I ask good questions, right? We've got a lot of energy in Gemini. Am I curious? Am I just, am I asking good questions? Am I learning enough about these opportunities so I can make informed decisions? Or am I falling into old patterns? You have Temperance here, which talks about alchemy and going slow and having patience, and it's Sagittarian energy, right? So again, as an Aries rising, Sagittarius is likely present in your ninth house of belief systems, and it's reasonable to think that your belief systems have transformed. And so again, right, you are being asked to say, hey, are we following new school guidance or old school guidance here? So this new opportunity is going to leverage a lot of the expertise that you already have. So, again, it's a new project, it's a new opportunity, it's a new career, but you've acquired and amassed a ton of wisdom and expertise with everything that you've done up until this point. And so you get to bring that forward while still learning new things with the Page of Pentacles here. So there's an opportunity to learn something new, taking with you what you already have and viewing it through a new lens or upskilling a little bit more, right? Applying, maybe you've always been in, sales as an individual contributor, and now you have an opportunity to pivot into teaching principles around sales, right? So what do you need to know and learn yourself as you go on and try to offer your wisdom to others, right? So there could be these shifting moments where you take what you've learned and you are doing something different with it, and to get to that next point you need to learn something new yourself, right? And we're always the student. And it's going to take courage. We have the Strength card present. So, it's going to take courage for you to stand out and stand up and to want to raise your hand and be considered for this next thing. I don't think it's going to fall in your lap. If it does, right, it may be something that you said, you get a little self-sabotaging around. And, again, this is all tying back to those patterns that you've been working on healing. And again, August Leo season is going to really show you where all of this is going to come into scope and play for you. We have the Seven of Cups. So it's likely that there's more than one opportunity available to you now. It's like you've been doing all this work. Maybe you're no longer, begging to be seen a certain way, begging to be chosen. And now all of these opportunities are coming your way. And it could be a little confusing for you to kind of see, which direction you want to go. But the energy is going to move fast. So you're going to need to trust your intuition here. It's a good time to get clear on, hey, what are best case scenarios for me? What are paths that are very appealing to me? Try not to focus too much on the outcome, get married to the outcome, because you might shoot your shot a little too low. Oftentimes, right, just be open to the what could be's, because conversation, communication, information is going to be coming your way very soon with the Eight of Wands, right? So this is going to move quick. You're going to get communication about it quick. I think it's reasonable to expect that that might happen in the next couple of weeks. But understand that, what you choose has to be the path that you're willing to put the work into. So we have the Knight of Pentacles present here, and that's the slowest moving knight. It's the most methodical. It's nurturing. It's wanting to build something solid. It's wanting to build something tangible. So, understand that even though the energy, the momentum that's pushing you out of this stagnant place where you feel like you may have been, this bright fool energy is quick and it's a rush and it's exciting, the journey is going to require hard work. You're definitely moving forward onto calmer waters, though. So if this has been a bumpy ride for you with the Six of Swords, you are moving, you're moving away from that, and you're being guided away from that. Yeah, and you're being guided to that new home. So we do have the Four of Wands here present. So that's tying this story back to the foundations, back to the home. You are finding a new home, and that may not be necessarily a physical move. It could just be a pivot to new friendships, new circles, new communities, a new sense of self, right? A new personal identity, which is going to ground you and root you in community in a different way. Not everybody's going to like it. You do have the Five of Wands present. You're strong enough now to not care. So that's good news. So just understand that not everybody is going to celebrate this. So you have to do it for yourself. You may receive an apology. That could be a bit of a surprise for you. We do have the Page of Cups present. You may receive an apology from somebody who underestimated you, who kind of stepped on your cape or held you back in the past. And if you don't, right, it's an opportunity to kind of connect with your own inner child. Whatever this new path is, it's going to bring you back to curiosity and intuition and your own imagination. And so it's going to give you again, an opportunity to reconnect with your own personal childlike wonder. Yeah, and that's really your truth. So we have the Ace of Swords there. So that's a yes card on sort of the last interpretation. But it's also like, this is what you're here to do. You are finally in alignment. All the lessons, everything that you've been working on has gotten you to this place of alignment, so that you can see your truth and you can see what it is that you're here to do. You're moving into your purpose. You're moving into North Node energy. And we do have the nodes sitting right now at 0 degrees Pisces. That's the North Node, and 0 degrees Virgo in the South Node. And so you're letting go of perfectionism, and you are connecting, right, to your spiritual purpose. However that unfolds in the material realm, like, you could still be a doctor aligned with spiritual purpose. So just kind of bear that in mind, but you are aligning with your truth. And that has come after some heartache, right? We have the Three of Swords here. So you've had to heal from that, but we do have validation that the work was worth it because the Ten of Cups is present. So what you went through, Three of Swords. I'm sorry, I think I said Three of Cups prior, but it was Three of Swords energy. So, the path that you were on, right, may have left you feeling a little flat, and you may have thought that, hey, I put in all this work and this is all that's at the end of the rainbow. And it's not true, right? There were a lot of lessons that helped you build the fortitude for what's coming next. And with that Ten of Cups, right, that is fortune after difficulty. That is, you are moving into a happily ever after chapter in your life. We have the Six of Wands, which is the victory card, right? So after the Five of Wands, after people are, there's chaos, there's confusion, there's rivalry, there's people sparring, you do end up victorious. Now we have the Knight of Wands here, which is all about, fire energy, creative, and it's time for you to, really get inspired and take action and excited, be excited. We have the Knight of Cups here as well, so it's a time for you to really connect with the things that you love, and it could be an offer coming in from a Knight of Cups to partner with you, and it's somebody who's going to, help you see the things that you love again. This new opportunity is going to offer a lot more reciprocity. So, you're no longer the beggar, you're the one offering wisdom, and you're going to choose to help pull people forward instead of, maybe your own experience. So this is an opportunity for you to break the cycle because, again, it's your 10 of Pentacles. This is your abundance, this is your legacy. And, however it plays out for you, understand that, right? And there's going to be karma associated with it. And that's it. Then we have the World. So that is the end of a very challenging cycle. This is your story. This is your transition. This is your transformation. Get ready, saddle up. You're on your way. So that's for you, Aries. I hope it helps. And we'll see you on the next one.